I often think that if I don't prioritize my own life, someone else will surely do it for me. But the question arises, in a world where everything seems important, how do we choose what truly deserves priority? Let's start our story with a fascinating historical fact. The origin of priority dates back to the 1400s, when it was simply a unique choice. Over time, priority has not retained its original form, but has evolved with the flow of history and human needs. From a single choice, it has become a long list of priorities. But when we put ourselves at the center, are we losing our way in our race? Stoic philosophy advises us that not everything we value deserves priority. When you truly become your priority, that's when nothing can come before you. This is not selfishness, but a reminder to focus on true and sustainable values in life. So, in today's video, let's embark on a journey to explore the 10 core principles of Stoicism that will make you shine in the eyes of others, not by demanding attention, but by nurturing yourself to become the best version. It's not just a strategy to win the race of life, but also a path to a fulfilling life, with the freedom and inner peace that can only be found through the Stoic way of life. Join us on this journey to discover the hidden power within by taking on the challenge of watching the entire video and not missing any rules. Because each rule plays an important role in making you a priority in the lives of others. Rule number 1. Create your happiness. If you're striving for happiness, then you haven't truly found it yet. In other words, happiness is a mindset you choose and practice every day, rather than a destination or outcome. So, what makes a person happy? The answer lies in accepting and mastering one's inner self. Happiness doesn't depend on external circumstances, but must be sought from within, and not rely on the approval of others. Consider a specific example. A woman who spent years working in a field unrelated to her passion decides to quit her stable job to pursue her dream of becoming an artist. Those around her, including friends and family, do not support this decision, considering it risky and impractical. However, she doesn't seek approval from them. Instead, she finds joy and meaning in her artistic work. She discovers happiness not through recognition or material success, but through the process of creativity and self-expression. This brings us to an important question. Have you ever stopped to reflect on the true source of happiness in your life? And are you seeking happiness from within yourself, or still seeking it in the eyes and acceptance of others? Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This statement emphasizes that our perspectives and attitudes towards life, rather than external circumstances, are the determining factors of our true happiness. So, how will you nurture more positive and quality thoughts in your daily life? Starting from the smallest things, can you create a moment of happiness for yourself today, without needing validation from others? These questions invite us to deeply reflect on how we live and seek happiness. Through this, Stoic philosophy not only guides us on how to prioritize others, but also helps us find inner strength and sustainable joy from within. It helps us become a solid anchor for ourselves and those around us. Rule number 2: the art of mystery. Have you ever wondered why books or movies with mysterious characters often attract us so much? Could it be that we all desire to explore, to learn more about what is unclear, to feel more deeply connected? The gradual unveiling, like opening each chapter of a story, not only creates an engaging journey, but also allows us to evaluate and appreciate the value of each shared message. A classic example of this art can be seen in how an author introduces characters in their work. Each clue, each detail gradually revealed, is like light filtering through leaves, compelling readers to want to know more. As Seneca, one of the famous Stoic philosophers, once said, "Sometimes even to live is an act of courage." This underscores the value of not immediately disclosing everything, leaving room for imagination and curiosity. The power of restraint, a virtue extolled by Stoicism, is also reflected in how we selectively choose information to share mysteries. This not only protects privacy, but also builds respect and trust. By sharing carefully and thoughtfully, we create a space for deep connection and meaning. Ultimately, the art of mystery is not only a method to become the center of attention, but also a way of life, a means to explore and express oneself deeply. Through this, we learn the value of restraint, selective sharing, and the power of mystery in building sustainable and meaningful relationships. We'd love to hear your thoughts on this topic. How do you create and maintain mystery without sacrificing truth and sincerity in your relationships with others? Please share your perspectives and thoughts in the comments. We often seek approval and admiration from those around us. However, there's an important lesson that Stoic philosophy teaches us, which is not about how to win others' affection, but about how to live a life true to ourselves. It's not the life others expect. It's the first and most important step on the path to finding true meaning and happiness. Rule number 3: live your own life. Expectations and impositions from others often create a picture of the life that we should live. However, pursuing that image can lead us away from our true essence. True freedom and happiness, as Stoic philosophy has pointed out, do not lie in satisfying those expectations, but in finding our path and living an authentic life. This raises an important question: how do we discover and nurture happiness from within? Is there a way to build a rich, fulfilling life while still finding contentment in the present? Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "People are not disturbed by things, but by the view they take of them." This emphasizes the power lies in choosing how we perceive and react to the world around us, rather than being passive in the face of uncontrollable events. By being proactive in our thoughts and actions, we create space for true inner peace and freedom. When we dare to live our own lives, we find not only attractiveness in the eyes of others, but also true peace and freedom. Self-acceptance and enjoying life without needing approval from outside encourage an independent, autonomous lifestyle. We learn the value of cherishing the present, living a rich life, and being content with what we have. But to accomplish this, we need to confront and overcome our own limiting beliefs. Are there any beliefs or fears holding you back? And what steps will you take to liberate yourself from those constraints? This is a question that each of us needs to find the answer to, as it is the first step on the journey to true freedom and happiness. Life is an endless journey of exploration and self-improvement, and each step lays the foundation for a future where freedom and happiness are not just destinations, but also the journey itself. Rule number 4. Value your time and presence. In modern life, where time seems to always rush by at a dizzying pace, cherishing each moment and one's presence becomes an art that few can truly master. Marcus Aurelius, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "Time is a sort of river of passing events, and strong is its current. No sooner is a thing brought to sight than it is swept by, and another takes its place, and this too will be swept away." This advice underscores the value of time, a non-renewable resource, and our genuine presence in every moment. Balancing personal needs with the needs of others is not an easy task. The practice of Stoicism teaches us not only how to live a purposeful and meaningful life, but also how to recognize the value of presence. This is not just about physical presence, but also spiritual, being ready to listen, share, and actively engage in the lives of others with consciousness. Consider a specific example. Someone decides to turn off their mobile phone during a gathering with friends to fully focus on the conversation. This action, showing respect and appreciation for the time spent together, makes each moment more meaningful and memorable. So, how can you become a priority in someone else's life through your valuable presence? Are you living each day purposefully, making the most of the precious time you have? As we learn to value our time and presence, we not only strengthen our relationships with others, but also develop ourselves. Epictetus advises, focus not on what he or she does, but on keeping to your higher purpose. Your purpose should seek harmony with nature itself, for this is the true road to freedom. This is the ultimate goal. We should strive for a valuable presence that makes us a priority not only in our own lives, but also in the lives of those around us. In life, showing our true worth is not through flowery words or grand gestures, but by living authentically with the principles and values we hold dear. Stoic philosophy is not just about self-mastery and inner peace. It's also a reminder to create a profound impact through living a meaningful life, demonstrating our true worth in every situation. Rule number 5. Show your value. Expressing personal values is not an act of self-aggrandizement, but rather a reflection of a life lived ethically and a continuous effort towards self-improvement. The way we choose to act and speak, every decision, every action is not only an expression of our values, but also a declaration of how we choose to shape the world around us. Epictetus, one of the great Stoic philosophers, once said, "Don't explain your philosophy, embody it." This advice echoes through time, emphasizing that true values are not proclaimed, but demonstrated through our daily lives. Patience in adversity, wisdom in decision-making, and compassion for all living beings are not only exemplary traits, but also core principles of ethical living. But how do we know when we have truly embodied our values? It is when we ask ourselves not what we want from the world, but how we can contribute. This question not only encourages self-reflection, but also shapes how we interact with others and the world around us. Expressing values is not just an art, but also a science of living and interacting in the world. When we share knowledge, perform meaningful actions, and spend time with those around us, we not only demonstrate our values, but also encourage and inspire others to express theirs. So, how will you express your values today? Remember the words of Epictetus, and let every action, every word of yours, not only reflect the value you bring, but also be a source of inspiration for others. We've come halfway on our journey of exploring the 10 Stoic principles to become the foremost priority of everyone. I sincerely thank you for accepting the challenge and taking the time and soul to accompany us through these valuable lessons. Before we continue, remember to like and share this video with your loved ones. Let's share this knowledge so that more people can illuminate their path with the light of Stoic philosophy. Our journey continues to truly become a solid foundation, not only in the eyes of others, but also within ourselves. Maintaining emotional balance is key. Next, we will guide you on how to control emotions, an essential skill that every Stoic must cultivate. Rule number 6: maintain emotional balance. Emotion balance is not only an important skill that we need to master, but also an art of living that everyone should understand and apply in their daily lives. Emotions, expressions of mood, and profound perceptions about the surrounding world cannot deny their important role in building a meaningful and successful life. However, to achieve prosperity and freedom in both thinking and action, practicing and maintaining emotional balance becomes extremely important and necessary. In this context, Marcus Aurelius delved deep into the meaning and significance of controlling reactions to life's events. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This is a powerful affirmation from Marcus Aurelius. This statement not only echoes through time, but also serves as a reminder of the inherent power within each of us to face and overcome challenges. Imagine you're in a heated argument with a close friend, Jasmine. Immediate reactions could easily turn into anger or resistance, but if we learn to pause, take a deep breath, and recall Marcus Aurelius's advice, we will see a new path opening up before us. When you choose to approach the situation with compassion rather than anger, you not only maintain control, but also open the door to better understanding and communication. Emotional balance is not only an important factor, in maintaining healthy relationships, but also the key to living a happy and free life. Controlling one's reactions not only helps us avoid hasty decisions, but also nurtures friendship, love, and mutual respect. Maintaining emotional balance is an art of living, an important skill that each of us should strive to perfect. By applying Marcus Aurelius's philosophy to daily life, we not only improve our relationships, but also enhance personal freedom and happiness. Remember, the power to change lies right in your hands, starting from controlling and balancing your emotions. In the journey to seek appreciation from external souls, we often forget the value of maintaining principles, and when it's necessary to let go. But remember that not every attachment is worth our time and soul. Sometimes, true strength lies in letting go of things that no longer benefit us. Willingness to let go is not failure, but a firm step on the path to freedom and self-respect. Rule number 7. Be willing to walk away. One of the most important lessons we need to grasp is understanding our self-worth and not hesitating to step away from relationships that no longer serve us. This is not only an act of self-preservation, but also an expression of courage and self-respect. Seneca, a famous Stoic philosopher, once said, "If you really want to escape the things that harass you, what you're needing is not to be in a different place, but to be a different person." This statement emphasizes the importance of maintaining integrity and not being bound by what no longer serves our best interests for personal growth. But how do we recognize when it's time to step back? And how do we establish our boundaries without feeling guilty or fearful? Creating and adhering to boundaries in relationships not only helps protect our inner peace, but also allows us to maintain respect for ourselves and others. When we are clear about our values and principles, setting boundaries becomes natural and necessary. In conclusion, the principle "be willing to walk away" is not only a reminder of personal strength and freedom, but also a crucial step towards a meaningful and self-directed life. By recognizing and honoring our worth, we open the door to embracing new relationships and opportunities that truly reflect our values and life principles. Now, I invite you to ask yourself, what are you holding on to that no longer serves your goals and values? And where will you start to make a change and live a life true to yourself? Please share your answers in the comments below. Remember, each step we choose to take is a step forward on the journey of self-improvement and freedom. Rule number 8. Be valuable and let others invest in you. Imagine a patient gardener devoting both soul and strength to nurturing their beloved garden. With each meticulously sown seed into the bosom of the earth, they foster hope and profound faith in the emergence of new life. Every blooming flower, every lush green leaf is not only a symbol of natural beauty, but also a testament to the gardener's patience, dedication, and ceaseless effort. Just as the gardener invests every moment and heartfelt effort into each plant, we too need to invest act in each of our relationships with deep care, respect, and unconditional love. Recognizing and honoring our true worth, we not only nurture self-confidence and dignity, but also open doors to a fulfilling life, reflecting the inner value of each of us. Marcus Aurelius, a legendary Stoic philosopher, once shared, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a precious privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, to love." This advice echoes through time, emphasizing the importance of living an authentic life, where every action and decision we make is an expression of our self-worth and sincere love. Now, I invite you to reflect. Have I truly dedicated time and effort to my important relationships? And does my life truly reflect my values and true essence? By prioritizing the building and nurturing of meaningful relationships through effort and respect, we not only enrich our own lives, but also contribute to enriching the lives of those around us. Although life may be fleeting, its true value is defined by how we choose to live and interact with others in a meaningful and sincere manner. Have you ever stopped and wondered, how am I taking care of myself? When was the last time you genuinely prioritized your own needs, not out of pressure or demands from others, but for yourself? Do we truly understand the value of putting ourselves first, not from a selfish standpoint, but from the perspective of self-care and personal growth? Let us explore the undeniable value of prioritizing ourselves through the lens of Stoic philosophy. Rule number 9. Prioritize your own needs. Putting yourself first is not selfish, quite the opposite. You must put your happiness and health first before you can be of help to anyone else. If you deeply care about the people in your life, you may want to do whatever you can for them. This dedication isn't always reciprocated. Not to say that we should only think in transactional terms, but sometimes we may extend ourselves to those who are careless with our needs. Marcus Aurelius once said, "Be tolerant with others and strict with yourself." This quote can be understood as a reminder of self-respect, while emphasizing the importance of self-care. Prioritizing one's needs doesn't equate to selfishness. On the contrary, it's recognizing that only when we are healthy and happy can we effectively care for others. For example, a doctor needs to put on an oxygen mask before assisting others in an emergency. This illustrates that taking care of oneself makes us stronger and more confident, enabling us to support others effectively. Independence and self-reliance in creating happiness, establishing healthy boundaries in relationships, and dedicating time to self-care and personal development are all critical factors emphasized by this principle. Have you ever felt like you lost your self-respect by always putting others' needs before yours? Have you realized that respecting and taking care of yourself is the key to unlocking happiness and success? Ultimately, this principle is not just a reminder of self-care, but also an affirmation of self-worth in the eyes of others. It's a lesson in self-respect, independence, and personal empowerment in shaping one's own life. Rule number 10. balance in initiating communication. In communication, finding a balance between initiating and allowing space for others to contribute is an art. The Stoic philosophy advises that we shouldn't always be the ones initiating conversations or making plans. This not only helps us avoid feelings of dependence, but also encourages independence, a cornerstone of Stoic philosophy. Epictetus once said, "We have 2 ears and 1 mouth so that we can listen twice as much as we speak." This emphasizes the importance of listening in communication. Balancing speaking and listening, initiating conversation, and creating space for others is not just a lesson in humility, but also a reminder of the value of exchanging ideas and emotions consciously. Have you ever wondered, how can allowing space in communication create deeper and more meaningful relationships? Or how can not always lead in communication help us develop independence and not put our happiness entirely in the hands of others? Creating a healthy communication environment requires not only flexibility in who initiates, but also sensitivity in listening and responding. The ultimate goal is not only to prioritize each other in life, but also to create a relationship of mutual respect, where everyone feels heard and valued. This is the essence of a Stoic life, where balance and self-mastery are seen as the keys to happiness and inner freedom. In the journey of pursuing steadfastness and inner peace according to Stoic philosophy, we have explored 10 golden principles that help us not only to become priorities in the eyes of others, but also to find satisfaction and autonomy in our own lives. The secret lies not in seeking external acceptance, but in nurturing inner values and practicing restraint and autonomy. If you have gleaned experiences and lessons for yourself through today's video, please leave a comment. I will prioritize myself in my life. This is not just a question for each of us, but also a reminder of the power of living following our values and principles. We encourage you to share your thoughts and feelings by liking, commenting, and sharing this video. Stay tuned for the next videos displayed at the end of today's video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel to continue exploring and applying Stoic philosophy in daily life, turning every challenge into a solid step towards resilience and happiness.